Hello and Sonny Bonanni! Welcome to the top tier of the BrakeAway Racing League playoffs. Welcome to Portugal. I see that Ban Kobe has just joined us. We are underway in Portugal, if you've just joined us. There's a weird thing. I'm just trying to sort out the telemetry details and the on-screen view that we're all supposed to be seeing. Just making sure that all your details are correct. Just give me a second. I do not see my regular controls. I will be back in a second once I figure out what in the world is going on. There we are, folks. Perhaps that was just a network issue on the part of one of our drivers. Hello, Sonny Bonanni! It's 8:03 Central African Time. Welcome to the dramatic first race of the BrakeAway Racing League playoffs. Thank you very much, Zotal. I was on the verge of contacting you directly to ask what the heck is going on. Shangu seems to be having issues as far as his network is concerned. He's just dipped out of the lobby. Perhaps he'll be back in a second or two. It is very simple, folks. It's very straightforward. All these drivers, all 6 of them, have just 18 minutes to secure their progression through this quali unscathed. 18 minutes to go as fast as they possibly can around the Algarve International Circuit. And we will then get a sense of how that goes. Look at that, a beautiful view we get of Josh, aka Damnesia, being the first driver out of the pits. Hello, Smirch Django. Hello, Zotal. Hello, Tindo, and everybody else who has not made their presence felt in the comments. Django says, you know what? I hope nobody will spin. Well, certainly hope so too, because in the playoffs, it is pretty much a very, very high stakes game. Now, folks, it's the Autódromo Internacional do Algarve, or the Algarve International Circuit. It's the first of 3 playoff races to determine who will race in the top tier of BrakeAway Racing League next time around, or next season around. Bangani Debo Croc says he's got his popcorn locked and loaded. He's ready to go. Let's go, Josh, says Zotal. Now, Ban Kobe, Josh, and Josh, aka Damnesia, and Tabiso were the incumbent racers in Tier 1 this past season. Their seasons didn't go quite as smoothly as they would have liked, and now they're fighting to maintain their position in the top tier of BrakeAway League Racing. Interestingly, Ban Kobe December 2021. As we hop on board now to see how Josh, aka Damnesia, will fare, he will be the first to set a representative time. Into turn 1 he goes. He's, of course, easy on the throttle there. Gear 5 through turn 1. He turned it up and not through turn 2. Has to go on the brake through 3. And turn 4 is treacherous. This one here, if you're too liberal on the throttle, you do risk spinning out of turn 4. But no such issues for Damnesia as he makes his way over and down this little hill. And navigates the left-hander smoothly. No issues for him. And now it's the rush towards turn number 8. This is 7. He hits the apex lightly there. And watch his throttle inputs. He's very, very careful. Eases into the full power. And now down towards turn 9 he goes. It's flat out for Josh. Gear 7 and 8. Josh, of course, will be the first to set a representative time. He's going to go down the hill as someone makes way for him. It's Tapiso currently on his outlap. His Sector 2 split, of course, is still purple. Damnesia, Josh being the first to set a representative lap. Somebody behind Josh, that being Man Ray, will be the challenger to the Alfa Romeo driver. Here comes now, across the line, no! Across the penultimate corner, he went completely off track. He's going to have to go all the way again. What about Man Ray? Will he be clean? He's now coming towards the third and final sector. It's a clean navigation for Man Ray. Turns 14 and 15 are the ones that he's approaching now. Remember, this is where Josh came unstuck. Can Man Ray put a decent lap together? He will be the first to set a representative time. There's yellow flag somewhere out on track. perhaps a slow-moving Josh. Here comes Man Ray. The early benchmark is a 119.836 as your first representative time. Tapiso has sadly invalidated, which means we'll hop back on board with Josh, aka Damnesia, taking a second bite at the cherry, but it's still invalidated. It may be that even his second push lap was not allowed because he had invalidated so close towards the finish line. So we have 3 drivers out on track, and they are pretty much, all invalid as things currently stand. By Zozo and Shengu yet to set their representative times. We'll see how they fare. And folks, it's a doubleheader of the first race of these playoffs. The Tier 2 action should be beginning quite shortly. If it has not already, just click on our channel icon and you can hop over to the Tier 2 race and take a peek there to see how that is going. Mandla, aka Romeo, on the commentary duties as far as that race is concerned. Tapiso just gathering himself one more time, looking to take another stab at it. Will Josh go for it again? The answer is yes, he will. But since we've watched Josh, we will instead see how Man Ray is faring. Is it a second push lap, or is he coming straight back into the pit? Let's catch up with Tapiso. We'll get a sense of whether or not Man Ray can improve in a second or two, but it looks like Man Ray's coming back into the pits. On board now with Tapiso. Turn 3, a little bit wide of the apex, and now watch the throttle. Yeah, he's easy. He knows how treacherous turn 4 can be. And now he will send that scarlet red Ferrari screaming down towards the 5th corner of this circuit. Gear 4 for Tapiso, back in the colors of Ferrari, where Tapiso made his name and built his reputation as an absolutely pacey talent. Who remembers, of course, some of the older or veteran BrakeAway Racing League fans will remember Tapiso's sensational showing back in his Tier 2 days when he was paired with none other than Tomeo in the Tier 2. They were Ferrari drivers. Here he comes now, navigating his way towards the end of the second sector, quite heavy on the curve to the right-hander, 54.239 his Sector 2 split. Will it be enough to challenge Man Ray? It may yet be the case. Mandla has given the word that the Tier 2 race is live. Click on our icon, our channel icon, and you can see how the Tier 2 action is unfolding. Man Ray, Tapiso, and Ban Kobe. Damnesia has crossed the line to improve on Man Ray's time. Can Tapiso improve on that? Not quite. 119.822. In fact, yes, he can. It's an identical time to Josh, aka Damnesia. Look at that. Tapiso, Damnesia, 1 minute 19.822. Hop on over now to Ban Kobe, who goes completely too heavy on the curves there. That'll cost him dearly. So Ban Kobe, laid out onto the track, is going to have to give it another go. M. Shangu, what can he do? His Sector 1 split was a 22.8, I believe. On board now with the Aston Martin driver, who has had his taste of Tier 1, remember. He lasted just one season in the top tier, but it doesn't look like he's pushing at this particular point. Bang, bang, says Chris. Say Kyle, M. Kise, a.k.a. Crash, in the comments section. It doesn't look like... And Shengu finished his Tier 2 season on a total 81 points last time out. What can he do in this session? Tindo says Spy is not going out. Spy dipped in and then out of the session. So hopefully we could see Spy Zozo actually racing. Where's Kid K? Asks Don Rabico. Perhaps you should be looking at the... other playoff, that being the Tier 2 playoff. It's if you click on our icon, our channel icon, you would be able to see that in action. Now on board with M. Sengu, giving it another go. Man Ray is on his out lap. Here comes now into the left-hander. He seems definitely to be finding improvements. He was not, of course, on a representative lap, so he's now rushing towards turn number 8. He's wide of 7 and into 8. He's completely off the throttle. Look how gradual he is. Onto full power, down to up to gear 4, 5, and it's 7. It's flat out through turn 9 and into 10. He's just got to watch his entry, and he touches the apex there. Of course, it is this sector where Ban Kobe came unstuck. His Sector 2 split is in the 53 seconds. So, as it stands, M. Shengu may yet be on the verge of dislodging the top 2, but he completely spins. He gets it completely wrong on the exit of that corner. He's on the grass as M. Shengu. He's going to have to give it another go all the way from scratch. Back on board with Man Ray we go. He's gone slower. He can't find an improvement. He can't find time. He's down about 3/100ths of a second despite being on fresher tires. Now turn 8, the treacherous turn 8, and Man Ray is the latest to take a turn onto the grass, mowing the lawn here in the Algarve, and he'll now have to navigate his way down the hill and all the way back towards the line. Bankobi is in the playoffs. As we've mentioned, it's the first time Bankobi has to navigate playoffs since December 2021. Back then, Bankobi was up against Tindo, Bonga, and Nick Piero. Sadly for Bankobi that time, he did not survive the playoffs. Tindo and Nick Piero went on to complete in Tier 1 that time. What can Bankobi do? Interestingly, the last time the BrakeAway Racing League raced in Portugal was the 7th race of the final season under the previous regulation cars, so the previous generation of cars. We had changing weather conditions, and the qualifying grid then, Bankobi was in pole position. Can he match that today? Stay tuned, folks. He was in pole position back then with a time of a 1:17.089. Of course, these are different generation cars. What can he do now? He's so aggressive through turn 4 as Bankobi. The other drivers were much more circumspect on the throttle. His sector 1 split is a 22.232. Now, turn 5 for Bankobi as Man Ray has issues with his network. He's dipped out. Can Spizozo make it back in time? Here comes Bankobi now. Turn 7, touches the apex. Oh, he's super aggressive, leaving nothing to chance. Turn 8, also a little bit heavy on the curb. Let's see whether or not it's going to be a clean exit. It is for Bankobi. His sector 2 split, will it be challenging? We've seen times in the 53s, remember? Those were some of the times posted by some of the drivers. Oh, it's up and up! Bankobi, the same corner where he invalidated the last time out. He is trying to find the limit, but he just went over the limit there, did Bankobi. He's looking for what would be a sensational pole position to match his result in the last Portuguese BrakeAway Racing League race. Of course, that was in one of his initial seasons in the top tier. He could not get it done. He's now going to have to give it a go all the way from scratch. So, Josh, Damnesia, Tapiso, holding the top spot with a matching time of a 1:19.822. Bankobi's the only driver currently on a push lap, and he goes completely off again at the first sequence of corners. So Bankobi perhaps pushing a little bit too hard in this qualifying session. Not yet able to really straddle pushing that car on the limit, but not quite going over. So Bankobi is going to need to do it all the way again. On board now with Josh, aka Damnesia. Now, the last time BrakeAway Racing League was in Portugal, that being Tier 1, Josh started in P5. His time back then was a 1:17.428. We'll go on board now with Josh, aka Damnesia. Turn 1 exit went completely wide, so similar to Bankobi's effort last time out. His turn 3 is a little bit cleaner. Turn 4, watch that throttle, watch that throttle. On the limit is Josh, now looking to carry as much speed as he possibly can. Let's see now how his journey towards turn 5 goes. Does not quite touch the apex. He's got 5.5 minutes to consolidate his place at the top of the timing sheet. Do you reckon we'll see a time quicker than the 1:19.8 so far? Ooh, turn 8 sees Josh go wide of the apex. But he's still running, he's still carrying speed, and the question will be, is he managing to find a little bit of time as he now looks to complete the second sector? Ooh, brake quite early there before turn 10, and manages to keep his speed. Look at that, he's found almost half a second, has Josh, aka Damnesia. Damn, Damnesia, what can you show between now and the checkered flag in this quality session? Tapiso is also running on track behind Damnesia, so we'll see how he fares in a second or two. So, and Shengu, Spizozo, Bankobi, we still need to see the representative time. We hope that Spizozo can make it back into the lobby. Here comes Josh across the line. It's a 1:19.078. And he creates a little bit of daylight between himself and Tapiso, who's currently running in P2. Speaking of the Ferrari driver, he has just crossed the line, but he also crossed the track limits on the exit of turn 1. So Tapiso is going to have to go all the way around once again. M. Shengu currently in sector 1. He just navigated that same stretch which took the scouts of Bankobi and Tapiso cleanly. Turn 3 also clean. Gear 3 through turn 4 for the Aston Martin driver. Tapiso flying, says Ludi in the comments section. And look at that, Damnesia. Yeah, still top of the pops. I'm not sure why Oh, so Mshengu's most recent effort, interestingly, was a 119.733. The timing tower was quite late to update that. So we may, in fact, be watching Mshengu's in lap as he goes completely off. Once again, it looks like, yeah, was that turn 8? Yeah, turn 8, claiming the scalp of Mshengu. Thank you for joining us, folks. It's the first of 3 playoff races, and the aim of the game, well, it's 6 drivers, 3 of which were in danger of automatic relegation. That was Damnesia, I beg your pardon, Damnesia, and Tepiso, and Ban Kobe, and 3 drivers from Tier 2 who are hoping to gain promotion to the top tier of BrakeAway League Racing by virtue of these playoffs. Those 3 drivers are Spy Zozo, Manray, and Mshengu T, who we just saw coming off the track. So Ban Kobe has been putting in a lot of time in the simulator, including a couple of hours ago. So he's just been looking to put on something sensational here today. What can Ban Kobe do here today? Fensei has joined us. Turn 8, I love it. So says Don Radical. Peace, aka the Nucho, says the times are close. Same level, makes it interesting. Absolutely, it does. Both the quali and the race proper. Now, this is last chance saloon for Ban Kobe. Brand new set of tires. He's got 2.5 minutes to stake his claim on that pole position. Can he do it? Can he get even close? We saw him on the limit, now making his way through turn number 3. And the exit of 4 is not quite as aggressive as it was on that run that we were on board with him with. Previous run, it's a 22.407 sector 1 split for Ban Kobe, not quite carrying as much speed on the exit of turn 5. How will it go now towards the treacherous 6, 7, and 8? It's Ban Kobe on the limit, and it's Ban Kobe spinning around with 2 minutes of the session remaining. Ban Kobe can't seem to find the limit. He keeps on going over it. He can't seem to walk a line carefully. Ban Kobe may yet be starting this race at the back of the 6-driver pack. Tepiso, we just hopped on board with him on his push lap. He also has spun out. Oh, man, it looks like it was turn 13, the exit of 13, where Tepiso came unstuck. Manray, what can he do? He's had a little bit of network issues. Now, turn 1 for Manray. Clean, 119.836. He knows he has a little bit of time to find none of the drivers able to breach that 1 minute 19 second barrier. Turn 4 for Manray was taken through gear number 4, turn off ERS and have another lap. He can't set a time, still says Liddy in the comment section. Turn 5, a little bit wide of the apex for Man Ray, who's got just a minute to set his quality time. Tepiso opts to retire his car. He made it back to the pit. Ban Kobe has also waved the white flag. It's going to be a P6 start for Ban Kobe. Spy Zozo has not been able to make it back into this session, sadly. So let's see how Man Ray can navigate. Oh, turn 10, he was very, very slow there. Wonder if he's giving it up. Yeah, he's moving 0.6 of a second slower is Man Ray. So we may yet to be watching the Mercedes driver for today nursing that car all the way back into the pits. Man, what a dramatic start to quali we have had here. I do wonder how it'll fare over in Tier 2. Man Ray, with just 16 seconds to go, has crossed the line. He's still got enough battery power. He's on 1 lap old soft, so he's going to be fine here as far as his battery is concerned. He opens up that DRS on the exit of 4. He can't find time. 8/100ths of a second slower into gear 5. Cleaner line there through the apex. Everyone pretty much has taken the checker flag at this point. It's going to be Josh, aka Damnesia, on pole unless Man Ray can pull off one heck of a miracle. He's looking clean. He's looking okay. Turn 8 was clean. He's flat out through 9. That red fuel light is flashing. Here's Ban Kobe in the comment section with the eye emojis, watching patiently as Man Ray finds 0.2 of a second worth of improvement. A little bit wide. He took a wide line into the entry of that left-hander, and now it's the final sequence of corners, quite circumspect. Look at his throttle inputs, really taking it quite easy he is, and now it's going to be flat out towards the line. full throttle for Man Ray. How much time can he find? Can he challenge Shangu at the very least? And Man Ray crosses the line as P2. So Man Ray will start behind Josh, aka Damnesia. Look at that. Josh, aka Damnesia, in pole position. Man Ray, almost 7 tenths. 6.5 tenths, 6.3 tenths of a second behind Mshengu, who's going to start in that P3 spot. Tapiso, fourth by Zozo. P5, Bankobi will start in P6. Bankobi says he over-prepared for the race. Let's see what it has for me. Well, last time Bankobi was in Portugal, as we've mentioned, he had a pretty good time. In that race, Bankobi qualified in pole position. That was 10 months ago, that race. And he managed to come across the line in P3 at the end of that particular race. I wonder whether or not Bankobi can have a decent day here. Back then, in that particular race, Josh managed to come across the line P10. Peace, a.k.a. Danucho, says Mshengu must not spin. It is imperative. It is absolutely important that Mshengu does not spin. And look at that, folks. It looks like clear weather here, so these drivers will be glad for that. Last time BrakeAway Racing League was here, it was changing conditions. We had some rain, and then it dried up later on in the race as Letsatsi says, "Let's go, Bankobi!" Will it be an easy race for Josh, asks Fensei. Well, I'll tell you what, this field of drivers will not make it easy for Josh, aka Damnesia. He's going to have to fight tooth and nail if he wants anything out of this first playoff race. Meanwhile, over in the second tier, it looks like a 3-driver field. Lungs looks to be holding on to provisional pole from Kid K in P2, and Quali currently in that 3rd spot in that Tier 2 playoff. As things currently stand, I think there's about 3 minutes of that session to go. We are now in our countdown for the feature race here in Portugal. We will have 33 laps of racing. I do wonder what the weather has in store for us. A couple of clouds, but it's a beautiful sunny day here in Portugal. I do wonder what the weather has in store for us, which of course would make things so interesting as far as this possible race outcome is concerned. This being Tier 1, there is of course a brief formation lap. It's a diminished field. We will get a quick sense of what the thinking is as far as tire strategy is concerned. Look at that. Bankobi is playing it long, opting for the hard compound tire, while everybody else going for the... Bankobi already spinning off in the warm-up lap on the exit of turn 1. Everybody else has selected mediums. Look at Tapiso taking a wide berth, trying not to make contact with Bankobi. So Bankobi says he over-prepared, perhaps overthinking and spending too much time in the simulator. Even a couple of hours before this race, Bankobi was still going at it. So perhaps it's the nerves and a sense of overthinking just a tad. But he's going to need to just keep a cool head here with Bankobi starting from the back. Josh, aka Damnesia, what a day it's been for him. Pole position, P1 quali, now has to navigate 33 laps. Will be on the slower tire at the end of this race compared to Bankobi. That is assuming he takes a medium to hard tire strategy. When will he pit? That is, of course, the golden question. Man Ray, P2 for him. Now, the last time Man Ray took part in the playoffs, he had a positive experience. Last time Man Ray took part in the playoffs, it was a positive experience for him. He spent sleepless nights, did Man Ray, on the simulator before the second playoff race, which was in Imola. And he scorched the field back then, claiming a memorable pole position. And that transformed his playoff hopes back then. Can he have another sensational playoff stint here? Well, he's got his work cut out for him. It's a tight field. We saw how tight Quali was, especially from P2 to P4. Man Ray is not going to have it his way as far as getting an easy ride is concerned. here we are, folks. It's gonna be top tier BrakeAway Racing League action. And thank you very much for joining us. Remember to like the stream if you have not done so already. Like the stream, share to your social media. What is going on? Oh, that is Bankobi arriving at his starting position. It is 1 light, 2, 3. It's the only time South Africans look forward to the lights going out. We are racing in Portugal. Welcome to the playoffs. It's Josh who's going to be leading us off the line. Has a little bit of a squirrely start. Gran Man Ray take advantage of Josh. He's got the inside line into turn 1. Bankobi, sensational start, gaining those 2 positions. It could make it 3, could Bankobi, but he's got to watch his line as Man Ray was also taking a bit of an outside line. Look at that, Spizoso could not rejoin the lobby in time. That'll cost him. Man Ray wide on turn 2. Shengu spins off. He's now running in last place. Bankobi is going to go on the attack versus Man Ray on the exit of turn 3. Of turn 4, I beg your pardon. Now towards 5. Bankobi still on the outside line, not quite close to get that move done. Tapiso is going to have to hang on here. He does have a little bit of respite because Shengu had that almighty spin. Bankobi gaining 3 places since the start of this race. So P1, P2, unchanged. Man Ray managing to hang on for dear life. Now the treacherous turn 8. Here comes Bankobi. Behind him is Tapiso, who seems to be falling behind a tad, but Tapiso perhaps using a little bit of his battery. He gains almost 3/10 on the exit of turn 8. Defending Man Ray, says Zotal in the comment section. It's lap 1. We've had a tiny bit of drama in the shape of Man Ray spinning, but thankfully he did not DNF. Spizozo's network issues could cost him precious playoff points here. We know what a phenom Spizozo is as far as straight line speed is concerned. Look at that, Damnesia, almost a 2-second advantage now as he looks to complete the first of 33 laps. Bankobi hunting down Man Ray. Now on the main straight, Damnesia crosses the line. 28.756 is the early benchmark. Bankobi, is he pushing that battery early on? No, not quite. I hope Josh doesn't spin, says Zotal in the comments section. On board with Bankobi, who almost went hyper aggressive now into turn 3. That compromised his entry into that corner. Turn 4, they have to be careful. Man Ray not taking any chances, not being too harsh on that throttle input. Here they come now over the hill. Bankobi still within touching distance. This has been the battle to watch as Tapiso falls behind by 2 seconds in lap 2. Shengu has managed to catch up. Look at that. It's now hovering at the 2-second mark, and Shengu was almost 2.5 seconds behind Tapiso not so long ago. It's Bankobi versus Man Ray. That is the early story of the day. Over the hill they come. On board now with Bankobi. If you've just joined us, welcome. It's lap 2 of 33. Like the stream. It looks like it's going to rain in the Tier 2 playoff. Only 3 drivers though, so says Kaposa. Well, we've got the 5 driver action here in this early phase of the Tier 1 playoffs. Bankobi, the only driver to select a hard compound of tire as compared to the rest of the field. He's made early ground, but right now is falling a little bit further behind Man Ray, who manages to create a little bit of breathing room between himself and Bankobi. Damnesia sets a 22.535 at the start of the third of 33 total laps. Tapiso trying to catch up to Bankobi as now navigates his way in across turns 2 and into 3. Behind him, Shengu, who is really huffing and puffing, trying to get within a second and therefore DRS of the Ferrari ahead of him. Shengu needs to keep his cool here and also just watch his strategy calls, which have cost him both in his singular Tier 1 season and sometimes in Tier 2, sometimes pitting way too late and sometimes not quite being as careful as Bankobi has overtaken Man Ray, who just spun off the track on the exit of turn number 8. And here comes Tapiso. Here comes Shengu. Will he make it a loss of 3 total positions for Man Ray before the end of lap number 3? Oh, Man Ray turn 8. We saw him have issues there in qualifying. Similarly, he spun out in the race proper, and Bankobi, who was being patient as advised by some of you in the comments section, Bankobi did not have to fight that hard. Bankobi just surpassed a spinning Man Ray and finds himself now in P2. We're on board with Shengu, who's looking to make Man Ray pay by a factor of 3 total positions lost as lap 3 becomes lap 4. Top 3, T1. So says Zotal in the comment section. Absolutely. So as things currently stand, the drivers who were in Tier 1 are maintaining their form and showing their class and their experience as the Tier 1 drivers. But what will the story be come the end of this playoff run? M. Shengu oh so close to the back of Man Ray, who's much more careful on the throttle on the exit of turn 4, giving M. Shengu all of the leeway to just sneak up on him. Will they go almost too wide? Yes! And Man Ray takes his position back from Tsepiso, who was a little too careful on the exit of turn 5. And now M. Shengu has used up so much of his battery compared to some of the drivers that he's chasing. Look at that difference. Tsepiso's on 60%. M. Shengu's down to the teens. 19% worth of battery power as they navigate the treacherous turn 8. Up and down the hill they go on this roller coaster of a circuit. It's lap number 4, soon to be lap 5, led by none other than Josh, aka Damnesia, who qualified in pole position and is hanging on to the race lead. And Nebo says M. Shengu drinks it like Oros on a hot sunny day. M. Shengu using so much of his battery power down to 27%. He's in attack mode as M. Shengu, leaving nothing to chance on the exit of the final sequence of corners now. It's the long stretch, more than a kilometer, down towards turn number 1. And will they make it in the same pretty much order? Yep, it does not go changed at all. And Man Ray manages to hang on there. We've seen his stout defense in the initial lap, but his exit out of those treacherous turns 3 and 8, much slower than the chasing pack behind him. M. Shengu goes on the hunt. M. Shengu goes on the attack. His red light is flashing. He goes thinking about the inside, going into turn 5, but he was not close enough as Tsepiso manages to hold his line. Remember, Tsepiso was overtaken on this here corner. It may yet be a second time issue for Tsepiso. Will they make contact on the rush towards turn 8? Tsepiso plays the long game, plays it careful, tucks into the slipstream of M. Shengu. Tsepiso does have the battery advantage. Josh is chilling at the front. So says Wandal Shanzi. Yeah, he's unchallenged as Josh. 4.4-second advantage from the likes of Ban Kobe running in P2. Josh and Ban Kobe just trying to keep cool head. And what was an all Tier 1 top 3 is now, disturbed with Tsepiso falling to the back of the pack. Tsepiso's playing it way too safe, so reckons that Zotal in the comment section. He's falling a little bit behind. He's now out of DRS of the 2 cars that he is chasing. Man Ray hanging on for dear life. M. Shengu there and thereabouts. Man Ray using whatever is left of his battery to break that DRS. He's now more than a second ahead of M. Shengu as things currently stand. Look at that, 46% with his battery power remaining. M. Shengu down to 11. Tsepiso is also with about half of his battery power remaining. Meanwhile, at the front, Josh, aka Damnesia, has remained unchallenged. But since we last checked in, it looks like, Ban Kobe has managed to bridge that gap. Josh may have made a mistake, which cost him a precious second or so, because he's lost that momentum. Ban Kobe was hoping for things to go well after a not so great quali session. Well, golden opportunity. It was a 4.3-second gap, now down to 3.4. So Ban Kobe has gained a second in the space of just a couple of laps, closing that gap. Josh, what a sensational quali for him. He's within 0.5 of his best time set today, which is a 22.507. And Ban Kobe on a harder and slower compound of tire has been doing well. So far, his fastest time, just a 10th off the marker set by Josh, aka Damnesia. Ban Kobe, look at that. He's the quickest man on track. 121.883. As I say that, looking sensational as he crosses the line, looking to bridge that gap. And the longer this first stint goes, remember, the greater the advantage for Ban Kobe, who's on the longer lasting compound. So all he needs to do is make sure that he gets as close as possible. And Josh, who will pit earlier, needs to feel the pressure from Ban Kobe towards the end of these proceedings. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Tsepiso has fallen behind even further. He's now 3.5 seconds behind M. Shengu, who's been using up so much of his battery to try and stay in touch of that Mercedes W13 in the control, in the hands of Man Ray. Lap 7 of 33. Welcome to the first race of the playoffs. Welcome to M. Shengu spinning off turn 8. He had similar issues in the quali session, and he comes completely unstuck once again. Turn 8, claiming its fair share of scalps. And Tsepiso gets a welcome reprieve here. He was 3.5 seconds behind, and now it's Tupiso's turn to be in the advantage from the vantage point of P4. Look at that. Now Tupiso hovering at the 3 seconds advantage versus Mshengu. Tupiso and I will be battling in Tier 2 next season, so says Enebo. Gasheshe says Peace, aka the Nucho.
Ya mara vele Tupiso. I mean Mshengu at least uskahe vele ithemba lamakhumutsho waspinisa nyana. Danke Mshengu, uskahe something nyana. Dala sekugcina ubona abantu basipina mara kumnandi nyana. Mara Mshengu maybe uzombamba Tupiso. He mustn't be careful. Let's Tupiso mangaphusha.
Yes, Tupiso has no choice but to push. And between now and that spin, he's done exactly that, gaining 0.6 of a second from Mshengu. So he's looking solid as Zotal reminisces on his old spinning antics in his Tier 1 career. Tupiso now on the exit of turn 5. Look at that, using as much of his battery as possible, looking to drain the hopes out of Mshengu in that Aston Martin behind him. Turn 8, he's taking no chances, it's Tupiso. Here he comes now, flat out through 9 and towards 10. Needs to get that line inch perfect so that he could get a beautiful rush down towards 10 and 11. A little bit of a touch of the curve there for Tupiso. And now begins the third and final sector of this race. Meanwhile, at the front of the grid, look at that. Josh on aging medium compound tires is now under threat because Ban Kobe, well, those hard tires are starting to sing a song. A singing merry tune for Ban Kobe, who likes it here. Finished in the top 3 last time BrakeAway Racing League came to these shores. And look at that, gap now 1.6 seconds. On board now with Ban Kobe, who was using all of that battery down to 13%, trying to make Josh feel the pressure as they now navigate their exit out of turn number 5. That gap now really starting to make Josh think a little bit, and really applying the pressure is Ban Kobe, who had to contend with a start all the way at the back of the pack. Now he's survived 9 laps unscathed, and well, so far, so good for Ban Kobe. That gap hovering at about 1.5 seconds. Josh is on the verge of beginning the 10th lap of this 33-lap extravaganza. Beautiful blue skies in the battle to secure promotion or to consolidate and maintain their place in the top tier. Ban Kobe now down to the last scraps of his battery as they make their way down the main straight. So we're not quite able to bridge that gap down to less than 1.5 seconds. Oh, Ban Kobe, turn 3, quite heavy on the curve there. Thankfully, did not have an almighty spin. In fact, he was down almost to 1.3 seconds. So Ban Kobe, once again, on the limit, leaving nothing to chance. And these two have been absolutely sensational. Look at that gap between P2 and 3, 8.3 seconds. Look at the track map. Man Ray is only now making his way out of turn number 5, as these two are now in turn 8 and making their way up and down the hill. As Ban Kobe has managed to find a 10th or 2. Look at that. Josh has been absolutely clinical. His race management, and now he's just watching those tires, making sure that he's not pushing too unnecessarily hard. His ERS, his battery management, has been equally as good. He's got about 57% of his battery compared to Ban Kobe, who has sacrificed everything to make that battery come back. Meanwhile, at the back, Tupiso may have spun. He did spin. He brought out the yellow flags, and Mshengu says, "Thank you very much. I will pass you on track." In that run towards, I think it is turn 11, I think it is. Yeah, Tupiso has his work cut out for him. Back on board now, we go with Ban Kobe, who is now within DRS, within touching distance of a possible race lead here. But remember, Josh has been sparing his battery, perhaps knowing that Ban Kobe had no point but to push his in the attempt to catch up. 0.5 second is the gap between P1 and P2, and the top 2 drivers have built an almost 9.5-second buffer. It's nearing the 10-second buffer between P2 and 3 as Tepiso relents and comes into the pits in lap 11 of 33. Will Josh follow suit? Nice one, Ban Kobe. Go get him, says Malusi the Malusi, who was teammates with Ban Kobe the last time that BrakeAway raced on this very circuit. Malusi the Malusi and Ban Kobe back then were driving for Mercedes as Ban Kobe is braver on the brakes coming into turn 10, almost on Josh, aka Damnesia's gearbox. Is Josh starting to panic a little bit? Real friends don't let their friends stand. Zotal says the 86er to Zotal in the comment section.
UTepiso uyaphoxa. Athi uzothi disappointed. uTepiso uqoqa uphika manje. Manje uzozama lama hard tire for uTepiso manje bayidindisa inyawo. Angazi ukuthi uzobakrenda uTepiso mara. It's gonna go long.
Josh goes wide. Josh earns a 3-second time penalty, and that is going to be big news between now and the end of proceedings, because it might yet cost Josh, aka Damnesia, very, very dearly before this race is over, and it's going to be all a question of whether or not Ban Kobe can also keep it clean between now and the end of proceedings. On board now with Ban Kobe, turn 4 exit. He is on Josh's tail. Josh has been saving that battery, but it may not yet be enough for the onslaught called Ban Kobe, who gets the inside line into turn 5. They almost side by side, but Josh gets a quicker exit out of that turn 5 and manages to use that battery advantage. Look at that, 33% versus Ban Kobe, who's hovering on flashing because he's down to 10% or less. Ban Kobe does not get the cleanest exit out of that particular corner, but he's fighting for his life, as some of you give him fire emojis there in the comments section. He is absolutely scrapping, giving it his absolute all, as they built an 11-second buffer between themselves and Man Ray, currently running in that P11 spot. It's Damnesia, Josh versus Ban Kobe, who has not managed to shake off, or rather Josh, who has not managed to shake off Ban Kobe. Now, as lap 12 will soon become 13, when will Josh pit? The answer is not now. He's still ahead down the main straight, forcing those mediums to expire, says Mello. Nah, Ban Kobe is possessed today, so says Enlevo in the comment section, who's seeing a completely different side to Ban Kobe, who has not taken to the new regulation cars very well. Part of the reason, of course, why he's in the playoffs. The handling model of this generation of cars has not been kind to Ban Kobe, who was an absolute phenom of the previous generation of cars. Josh is going absolutely long, says Zotan in the comment section. Litsatsi says Ban Kobe is not here to play. Absolutely not, as we go back on board with him as they exit turn 5 in this 13th lap of 33. Meanwhile, Tepiso is about 30 seconds behind P4 running M. Shengu. So, as it stands, Tepiso may yet be in danger of not even catching up to M. Shengu by the time the Aston Martin driver comes out the pits. Back now towards this battle. It looks like Ban Kobe is much braver on the brakes in that run up towards turn 10. Josh takes a wider entry and tends to brake much earlier than Ban Kobe, as we saw in the previous couple of laps where Ban Kobe managed to come within the DRS of the Alfa Romeo driver. Will he pit? No, Zotal. Ban Kobe, he has to, Ban Kobe must go along with those hards, but I think Zotal might have been referring to Josh, aka Damnesia there. Ban Kobe has DRS, he's got that rear wing open, he's drained that battery down to 3%, but he could not overtake Josh. But look at that, it's a 3-second time penalty for Ban Kobe, who goes on the inside. A little bit of contact now on turn 3. Oh, but Ban Kobe is leaving nothing to chance. He's much braver on the throttle through turn 4, and he's got nothing left in the way of DRS. Josh is fighting it using his battery, but Ban Kobe gets the inside line into turn 5, and it's Ban Kobe into the lead in race in turn lap number 14 of 33. But Josh being Josh, he's going to fight it back. He's back in the lead as Damnesia now to go make the way towards the right-hander. Will they make contact on the treacherous turn 8? It's a beautiful sequence of battling between these two bars now with Ban Kobe. They go up and down the hill on the exit of turn number 8. Sensational stuff, beautiful battling. Let's go, says Malusi in the comment section. Once again, Josh, more circumspect on the brakes in that run up towards turn 10, which gives Ban Kobe the advantage, and now he's on the inside. It's Ban Kobe back into the race lead. Look at that, it's sensational driving from these top two. They made a little bit of contact. Let's go tier 1. It's absolutely sensational entertainment. Both Ban Kobe and Damnesia sending it on the inside line whenever their opponent gives them the slightest advantage, the slightest inch. And now Josh will finally concede in lap number 14 of 33. Here comes Josh, the first of the medium tire runners, in fact, the second of the medium tire runners into the pits. And that gives the race lead to none other than Ban Kobe. Dive bomb, says Igawako. What a madness, says Neville in the comments section. As we now watch Josh get surpassed by Man Ray, who's opting to go along. Man Ray does not have time penalties. Who brought out the yellow flag, I wonder? Oh, it was Ban Kobe who was running all alone. He brought out the yellow flag. Oh, that'll cost him dearly, Ban Kobe. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. That dive bomb. Responding, of course, to the antics between Ban Kobe and Josh, a.k.a. Damnesia. Penalty for that dive bomb, says Fente. Look, folks, this is the playoffs. Points are at an absolute premium. I would not be surprised if in the aftermath of this race we see drivers coming, or rather claiming penalties there. It must be said, Tapiso having a horrible day at the office so far. He pitted 4 laps ago, but is still so far behind Josh, aka Damnesia, who is just pitted. So really not a good day for the Scuderia Ferrari driver at the halfway point of this race. Well, almost at the halfway point if you want to be absolutely technical. 25.4 seconds the gap between Tapiso in P5 and Damnesia, who has already exited the pits and is currently running in P4. Mshangu is trying to recover, as some of you in the comments are relaying your disappointment with Tapiso's performance thus far. Here comes Man Ray into the pits for his presumed hard tire compound. Mshengu is going to be one of the longest running, is definitely going to be the longest running medium tire driver. Tapiso, is he load shed? Asks Neville. Well, he's still in the lobby. He's still running as Tapiso. So all 5 of these drivers are still connected. They're still running without issue in this here lobby. And we'll see how that goes between now and the end of proceedings. And Shangu now running in P2. And he's got 13 seconds, the gap between himself and Ban Kobe, who will be ruining the mistake that he made in the lead of this race. Ban Kobe made a slight mistake bringing out the yellow flag, and Ban Kobe will hope that it does not cost him dearly by the time his pit window has been executed. Now, to get a sense of what the actual gaps are relative to the leader, Mshengu 14 seconds, as we've mentioned. Damnesia 21 seconds. So Ban Kobe, looking at that, and perhaps not very confident. Ban Kobe might not be confident to come out ahead of, oh, look at that. Mshengu gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh man, he will definitely come to regret that. And Mshengu into the pits promotes Josh, aka Damnesia, up towards P2. Meanwhile, news from the Tier 2 playoffs, Kid K is leading that race. Remember, we have a simulcast here in the BrakeAway Racing League. Both the Tier 1 and Tier 2 playoffs are taking place simultaneously, and Kid K leads that particular race in the Tier 2 playoffs. So good going for him. Ban Kobe leads this race. That gap, 21.3 seconds. That Josh is trying to trim as much as he possibly can. And Mshengu is running 42 seconds behind the leader, but he now has to contend with the specter of Man Ray, who is within touching distance. Look at that. Man Ray hovering almost within DRS of the Aston Martin driver, as the fastest lap is currently held by Josh, a 21.746. So let's hop on board now with the Mercedes driver, who's got about half of his battery power remaining. I like this, says Level. It's like a Champions League knockout stage. Well, there's a yellow flag out on track. Who would that be for? Tapiso. Tapiso brings out the yellow flag in Sector 2. Looks like turn 8, perhaps, where Tapiso may have come unstuck. So he loses even more ground, does the Ferrari driver. And look at that. Tapiso. Look at Ban Kobe. They're both. Tapiso has just begun Sector 3, and Ban Kobe is on the verge of completing the second sector. So Ban Kobe, if Cepiso is not careful, he's now a minute behind the race leader. If Cepiso is not careful, one more spin and Cepiso may yet find himself getting lapped in race 1 of these playoffs. So not a great day for the Ferrari driver here today. Not going smooth sailing at all. Meanwhile, Man Ray, as Cepiso brought out that yellow flag, Man Ray could not stay in touch with Mshengu, who's got one lap newer hard compound tires. Man Ray pitted earlier, but sadly could not take advantage. So Mshengu's overcut worked sensationally. And it's now Man Ray's turn to try and bridge that gap and catch up. It's on you, Man Ray. What can you do? Salindo says Cepiso must retire in the pits. This is embarrassing. Damnesia. Josh, quickest on track, 121.407. It's the quickest time on track, and I tell you what, he's already gained a second on Ban Kobe, who is stretching these hard tires into their 19th lap. But the longer Ban Kobe goes, perhaps the greater the advantage for Josh, aka Damnesia. And this gap may yet breach into the 19 seconds if Ban Kobe is not careful. So he had a beautiful race at Ban Kobe. He worked so hard to catch up to Josh, to surpass him in those feisty circumstances on track. And right now, as it stands, I do wonder, Ban Kobe, of course, will be aware that gap is shrinking now 20.0 seconds. And Ban Kobe, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, bruv, as Castillo would say. Will you finally come into the pits, Ban Kobe? It's not 19, soon to be 20 of 33. The answer is yes. Taking no chances is Ban Kobe. Watch your pit entry. Watch your pit entry. And it's clean. Does not earn a time penalty. Josh now has no choice but to push. He will know. Race control. His engineers, I beg your pardon, will be telling Josh that the race leader has come into the pit. It's now or never for Josh, down to about 17% with his battery power. Only now has Ban Kobe fitted his mediums, and Josh will reclaim the race lead in lap number 20 of 33. And where will Ban Kobe come out? He's got cold mediums as Man Ray has spun out on track, giving Cepiso a lifeline for that P4 spot. Man Ray spun out in sector 2 and brought out the yellow flag, which has since been cleared, and Ban Kobe comes out 6.5 seconds. Almost 7 seconds. It's those cold mediums that Ban Kobe's trying to warm up. 7 seconds almost behind race-leading Josh, a.k.a. Damnesia. Both of the top two drivers have time penalties, remember. 3 seconds respectively, as Mshengu has a moment. Is that... no, it's early on in the track. It looks like it's turn 3. Mshengu's going to bring Man Ray straight back into the reckoning here. Oh man, oh man, oh man. That undercut working beautifully, so says Ngawako. Well, they were on different tire strategies. Ngawako, a.k.a. D-Wax, remarking on that. Ban Kobe opting to go long, but it did not pay off at all. He lost a lot of ground, did the Williams driver today. The longer he went, the greater the advantage for Josh, a.k.a. Damnesia, who managed to claw his way back into the reckoning and just surpassed Ban Kobe as he pitted for those medium tires. Now Josh is back in the lead. I'm pretty sure he will just look to recharge that battery, which is down to about 22% in this 21st lap. Josh versus Ban Kobe will be lit throughout this playoff series. So says Zotal in the comment section. Do you agree? Is it pretty much a clear-cut result as far as this race is concerned? Do you expect any changes between now and the end? Ban Kobe will have fresher tires at the end, and that'll make a difference. He's going to catch Josh, says Galalet Sang, the 86er, in the comment section. Crash says, you know what? Crash is responding to a conversation with the 86er there, as Nebo was responding to some of the moments there. His Royal Highness King Straw is here in the comment section. Says, they must all go to Tier 2. Hey, Yiko Lanto. Well, Streezy unimpressed with what he's seen here today, as Ban Kobe is clawing his way back within touching distance. He's got some way to go. He needs to put on a string of sensational laps. That gap is now 5.6 seconds. Bankobi is finding time, finding improvement on his previous best laps. And will he cross the line for the best lap of this race so far? Yes! 1 minute 20.971 is the new benchmark set by Bankobi on fresh mediums in the 22nd lap of these playoffs. Here he comes now, hunting down Josh, who will be well aware of the new benchmark that has just been set by Bankobi. Now on the exit of turn 4, on board now with the Williams driver we go. As crash says Benson, that being Ziltow, hasn't recovered from Abu Dhabi as Bankobi. A slight moment there, but and as he now approaches the midpoint of the second sector, we'll get a sense of whether or not he is finding time. He's now less than 5 seconds behind Josh, aka Damnesia. So he's finding time. Finding improvements. He's within a tenth of that personal best time, which we've seen in the previous lap. So he's doing well. And within the space of a single sector, Bankobi finds a couple of tenths to Josh, aka Damnesia. So between now and the end of the race, all he needs to do is keep it clean, Bankobi, and hope that Josh perhaps makes mistakes, and that Josh perhaps racks up a further 3-second time penalty. But remember, by virtue of that overtake earlier on, Bankobi may yet be sanctioned. He may yet be hauled over to the steward's office if some of your comments are to be believed for the way that he sent that Williams on the inside of Josh, aka Damnesia, earlier on. Well, Bankobi will only be paying attention to that gap, which is shrinking, 3.8 seconds between Bankobi and Josh, aka Damnesia. Beautiful stuff. A further 33 seconds behind is a driver who has just begun his 23rd lap. It's Mshangu, who has been pretty much swapping places with Man Ray, who's just come into the pits and gets a 5-second time penalty, meaning Tsepiso will say thank you very much. I am just going to surpass you on track. Thank you, Man Ray. You coming into the pits, perhaps Man Ray took wing damage there. Well, that 5 seconds is going to cost him dearly. Tsepiso, remember, does not have any penalties as he now navigates his way across turns 3 and 4, and he does so cleanly. So Tsepiso is definitely got some daylight between himself and Man Ray, who is on the verge of being lapped in lap 24 of 33. Here comes Josh. He laps Man Ray. Here comes Bankobi. He laps Man Ray. Two drivers having lapped the Mercedes driver, courtesy of that pit stop, which I believe makes it his second of the day. Yeah, Man Ray with 2 pit stops has just been lapped by the top 2 drivers, who are within 3.5 seconds of one another. Yeah, a terrible day for Man Ray. It started off decently. He defended this man beautifully in the early laps of this race, but he has not been able to translate his race into a decent performance as far as the top 3 positions are concerned. So Man Ray now 30 seconds behind Tsepiso, and if Tsepiso is not careful, look at that track map, folks. If Tsepiso is not careful, he may yet be caught by the top 2 runners, but perhaps they would not have enough laps in the bag to be able to get within touching distance. Offense says, Josh better save his battery. Well, he's not listening. He's just trying to keep that gap at 3 seconds or more. He's used up a fair chunk of that battery power. He's just trying to keep Bankobi at bay down that main straight. And that gap's still hovering at about 3.5 seconds. Bankobi has also not been saving too much of his battery power, despite having the tire advantage. Lap 25 of 33. How will it turn out? Well, welcome. It's the Tier 1 playoffs. If you've just joined us, only 3 of these drivers will be going to Tier 1 next season. Will it be the incumbents, Damnesia, Bankobi, Tsepiso? or will it be any of the newbies, or rather, the newbies who would want to reclaim their spots in the name of Spizozo and Man Ray? Or will Mshengu have something to say before this 3-race playoff stint is concluded? Well, stay tuned, folks. It's been a beautifully entertaining race. The field well and truly spread out. Look at that. The lapped Man Ray is almost within touching distance of the drivers who are fighting for the race lead, as Ban Kobe bridges and trims that gap down to 2. Race, how patient will he be to try and really build up and save and just charge that battery back up down to 14%, while Josh is hovering at that 29%. Josh now exiting the fourth corner, I believe that was, making his way now towards the fifth. Touches the apex ever so slightly. There comes Ban Kobe to return 5. As Josh now makes his way down this mini hill that rushed towards turn 8, and the ascent over and down the hill towards 9 and 10. Here he comes. It's a clean navigation as Josh now makes his way flat out. Gear 7, turns 9 and 10, and turn 10 is where Ban Kobe really gains time. Look at that. 2.6 seconds, 2.5 seconds as Ban Kobe navigates his way the exit of turn 10. So that is where the two drivers are different as far as their individual driving styles through those corners are concerned. Top two have a 41-second, I repeat, 41-second advantage to Mshengu. So that just gives a sense of the sheer quality of their drives thus far, as Ban Kobe comes within 2.2 seconds of the race leader. Mshengu, P3 would be a decent result, all things considered, even though he's running so far behind. He did get that time penalty for speeding into the pit lane, I believe. So Mshengu just needs to make sure that he maintains this huge gap between himself and Tsepiso behind him. P3 spot for Mshengu would be 15 points. Really not that bad, not bad at all. With 2 more races of this session to go. As it stands, Tsepiso coming across the line, P4 would have 12 points in this after this first race. Man Ray would have a total of 10 points in this playoff series. Spizozo will hope that one of these guys has a DNF, if not now, then sometime towards the end of proceedings. Tsepiso, late in the day, into the pits. Did he take some damage, I wonder? Oh, it's not a wing change. He's going for the fastest lap. And as he does so, he opts to gamble and will fight Man Ray, who will come out. Now, Tsepiso has been lapped. Here come Damnesia and Ban Kobe. And if he's not careful, Mshengu as well. Here comes Man Ray. So, one of the battles to watch will be Man Ray versus Tsepiso. And Tsepiso, knowing that finishing either P4 or 5 would be either 12 or 10 points. He just wants that extra championship points. And with 5 laps of racing to go, Tsepiso knows that he's well within a good shot of number 1, overtaking Man Ray, and 2, claiming the fastest lap of this race. But can he do it? Tsepiso rolling the dice late on here in the 28th of 33 total laps. If you've just joined us, welcome to the first race of the playoffs, as Crash does not agree with that move. As Ngoako says, actually a good stop with Ray on 5 seconds. Crash does not agree with that move at all. Man Ray has that time penalty, which will cost him. So Tsepiso not exactly under threat here. He's well within touching distance of Man Ray. And he backs himself to catch up to Man Ray. But look at that! He has a huge spin as Ban Kobe gets a 3-second time penalty. Tsepiso, what is going on? You rolled the dice, and now he's out! He's 6 seconds! He had a 5-second buffer courtesy of the penalty, but that spin puts him out of the reckoning. Oh, Tepiso. It's an almighty fumble by the Ferrari driver as lap 29 has now been begun by the top two drivers. Van Kobe, under pressure, could not maintain his composure as far as track limits is concerned. He's now got 6 seconds worth of time penalty, and it's advantage Josh, aka Damnesia. Josh, a beautiful pole to possible race win here. Van Kobe almost within touching distance, but those track limits costing him dearly here. And this beautiful blue skies here in Portugal. Miss Bono responding there. Tepiso. Oh man, responding to Tepiso is Scripto Titan, aka Gallo Sang, aka the 86er. I told you guys about Van Kobe, says Crash in the comments section. You cannot make the sub, says Ngowako, aka D-Wax. I wonder where Charlie 3000, Charlie 3 Stacks is. He is one of Van Kobe's biggest doubters, of course, and he did say to Charlie 3 Stacks, we will be there to see Van Kobe's possible downfall. Well, it hasn't been necessarily that, but that mistake could cost Van Kobe dearly unless Josh matches him and makes an equal last mistake, which would earn Josh a 3-second extra time penalty of his own. Look at that. We are now to the final laps of this race. Tepiso is trying to catch up to Man Ray after fumbling and spinning out and just creating a huge gap. 5.3 seconds is Tepiso from Man Ray. Can he make it, I wonder? Man, oh man, oh man. He goes wide, does Tepiso on the exit of turn 3. As turn 4 is cleaner, but look at that. Courtesy of going wide there, he loses even more ground. That gap now 5.5 seconds. It was hovering. Oh, Tepiso, what are you doing? Oh, he cuts the corner and earns a 10-second time penalty. Tepiso, what is going on? Tepiso has pretty much thrown in the towel here, seemingly. What is going on with Tepiso completely cutting the corner there? Oh, and Shanguti, the latest to earn a time penalty, as Tepiso pitted to come in, well, to possibly fight for the fastest lap and overtake Man Ray. He has not managed to do either of those things. The fastest lap is still held by none other than Van Kobe, who has that 3-second time penalty to contend with as we're now within the final 3 laps of racing. His Royal Highness King Strahd does not understand, nor does the veteran former champion Titus. Malusi the Malusi, barely believing what he's watching here in the comment section. Kapoza, Abo, what is going on, says Kapoza. Scripto Titan says, what is going on with Tepiso? My ops are getting relegated, so says Mandla. It's a further 3-second time penalty for Tepiso, who is having a nightmare here. At this point, he's better be careful. He may yet get into so-called quote-unquote foul trouble. If we put it in NBA terms, he may yet earn enough time penalties or enough penalties to disqualify him from this race. Well, Spy Zozo will definitely be hoping so, as there's a yellow flag somewhere out on track. It's Van Kobe. Oh, Van Kobe, who was hoping to fight his way into the reckoning, has had a little bit of a moment, and he is now 5.3 seconds behind. So it looks like we may yet finish this race as things currently stand. The fastest lap is currently held by Van Kobe, as Letty in the comment section says, well, it's the Charlie 3 Stacks school of spinning out in the playoffs, or the Charlie 3 Stacks school of having a nightmare playoff. Well, it's not exactly going smooth sailing for any of these drivers, as Van Kobe now, with a 53-second buffer, is going for it. He wants to consolidate his position. Tepiso couldn't do it, and Van Kobe right now is going for it. He was the fastest man on track by some margin, look at that, but he's going to look to just consolidate his position. Soft tires, he's got a huge gap to him, Shengu, as the already lapped Tepiso is now coming towards the line. Crash approves of that. He says that's a smart move by Van Kobe, who is now looking to go for that fastest lap. Perhaps Van Kobe did not trust himself, just responding there to Zotal, who says, well, Van Kobe, you still had the fastest lap, but Van Kobe is just coming in just in case the likes of Josh can pull off a miracle here and get a fastest lap. Zotal says, what if he crashes pushing too hard? We saw Van Kobe having a nightmare quali, spinning off and not being able to set a representative lap, well, we saw Bankobi driving on the absolute limits. And, well, he's got a golden opportunity here to see whether or not he can get it done here. As Mandla says, Alpha Boys for the win. Bring it home, Josh. Romeo, a.k.a. Mandla, cheering on the race leader, who has been nothing short of imperious, sensational, clinical, as Josh, he had to fight for it. Bankobi was there. Bankobi, oh! That may have been a slight glitch there by Josh, which, from our perspective, showed him having a little bit of a moment. He's now begun the 33rd and final lap, has Josh. And as he now makes his way through the second sector in turn 5, Bankobi, look at the track map. Bankobi has only just begun the final lap of this race. Clean, Josh, says Zotal in the comment section. Man, oh man, what a race it's been. Who's been your driver of the day? Who's been your driver of the day? Let us know in the comment section. Bankobi is going for it. Josh passes to Piso on the corner. Does Josh have enough juice for the fastest lap? Well, it would be a heck of a miracle. Bankobi, will he find improvement between now and the end of proceedings? Josh is making his way now across the third and final sector as Bankobi looks to navigate this treacherous turns 7 and 8. It's a clean one for Bankobi. We'll get a sense of whether or not he will find improvements between now and the end of Sector 2. Bankobi's attempt to find the fastest lap. Turn 10 for Bankobi. Here he comes now as Josh has crossed the line to win the first of 3 playoff races in Portugal. Beautiful stuff. Sensational driving by the Alfa Romeo driver, who has been nothing short of clinical. Take a bow, Josh, for putting on an absolute clinic in the first of these treacherous playoff races. And Bankobi has found 7/7 and Bankobi will come across the line with the fastest lap, guaranteed 1:19.883 for Bankobi. Man Ray has taken the checkered flag, having been lapped. It's going to be V4 for him. Here comes Man Ray now towards the line. I beg your pardon, M. Shengu now towards the line. He had 8 seconds worth of penalties cumulatively. So let's see now Man Ray coming across the line. But what a sensational performance. What a sensational statement by Josh. M. Shengu will finish in P3 podium for the former Tier 2 driver. And Tepiso will come across the line to claim the 5th and final spot in this first of 3 playoff races. Man, oh man, oh man, what a sensational day we've had. Bankobi, driver of the day, putting on a very, very good fight, but was not enough to dislodge Josh, aka Damnesia, from the dub, from P1. Tepiso for driver of the day. Dud of the day, says Mispano. DOD for dud of the day. Barely believing is Mispano. Here's Bankobi with the eyes, the pre-eyes, as they would say in the UK. Bankobi on the podium. Well, what an effort that is. It's going to be an extra point, an extra championship point there for Bankobi, who comes across the line in P2. As we wait to see these drivers join us in the commentary box, possibly. Will they do so? Well, time will tell, folks. What a day's been. Lungs hasn't pitted. He's on 29 laps with hard compound tires. That's the action in our Tier 2 race, folks. Hop over. If you click on our channel icon, you will see the Tier 2 race, which is now going towards its conclusion. Man, oh man, oh man, what a race we have had. Just catching up with some of the final comments. Key Music responding to that, as is the likes of Crash in the comments section, responding to the action over in Tier 2, which has about 2 laps of racing still to go. What a sensational race we've had. Bankobi with the quickest time of the day, and it looks like he is the first man to join us in the commentary box. Bankobi, congratulations. How does that feel? Number one, take us through the pressure that you may or may not have felt coming into this race, and also take us through your quality And that battle with Josh on how your race went. Congratulations, P2.
Hi, good morning, good morning. Hey man, it was such a horrible start. I think I over prepared for the race. So I couldn't like handle the car with like low fuel. But it was an okay race for me. I wanted to win, but that spin after Josh pitted cost me so much because after I pit, he was like 7 seconds ahead. So I went through my tires so much, and eventually I got behind him. Then my tires were gone, so I didn't have anything in them. So yeah, I decided to pit just to ensure that I get the the 1 point because the guys that we left were going for the fastest times, but they struggled. Shem. I decided, but I did better, you know. But yeah, it was an okay race for me. And congrats to Josh. Clean racing. I really enjoyed it. To show that I had the pace, man. I had hards and he had mediums, and I was going at him so much. But you know what? And next one.
Man, abantu bayakudawutha abantu bathi uzorelegate. How are you feeling, Joe? Kusela ama-race ayithu uzoyibamba le tier 1 sport or kanjani? Abantu bayakudawutha khona bakudawutha abo Charlie Stacks nabantu.
I'm about doubts. I mean, for as long as I'm not going to get a life-changing email, look fun and doing I worry not. I'll keep on fighting. And mind you, I'm doing this with like automatic transmission. Josh is doing it with the same transmission. So I think like the pace is there. I'm getting like 2 times with this new game. I've been struggling for the past year or so. But yeah, it's getting better and I'm getting more confident. I should take it home and remain in tier 1.
Confident is that man, Ban Kobe. What a sensational race you've had. Congratulations. It was beautiful to see you and Josh go at it. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy watching that back as well. We will see you tomorrow in the Netherlands. How are you feeling about that track, Netherlands and Silverstone? Those 2 tracks, your confident levels for those tracks?
So I think Netherlands is so tricky because track position is really important. So I kind of want to do the same thing that I did today. So I really need to work on my qualifying pace and try to get track position, and I should be fine. I'm really good when it comes to tracks like those. Like I'm famous for what I did at Hungary in 2021. I still remember it till this day. So it should be okay. It should be a fun track. A track that I'm going to struggle at is Britain. So yeah, I'm not really good when it comes to the British GP. So I just need to maximize the points tomorrow. So even P2 tomorrow, but I'm aiming for P1. So Josh must be careful. I'm not going to make the mistakes that I made today.
Beautiful stuff, man. I cannot wait to see it. Josh versus Ban Kobe. Round 2. What can Manray and Sepiso do? They had nightmare races towards the back. M. Shengu is also not to be taken lightly. Coming home P3. Thank you very much, sir. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for joining in the stream. What a beautiful, entertaining comment section it was. We will see you for the next race tomorrow in the Netherlands. Thank you and good night.
Sure. Thank you, Ty. Whew.
Thank you.